Hello, heroes and Zargons. My name is Matt, or Blackbird if you prefer, and this is the Trials and Tribulations of Zargon, a series which details the many ways in which the Emperor's heroes foil Zargon and his minions in their plots to conquer the Empire. In it, we'll review the published quests and any house rules or modifications we're using to make the game more interesting and challenging. In this episode, I'll be discussing and ranking the 10 cards in our Elf Leveling deck. It's been 5.5 months since David posted his video detailing the levels he created for the elf character in our campaign, and I just realized that I never got around to ranking them. I mean, I ranked them well before he made his video, but I never made my video about those rankings. S-tier screw-up on my part for sure. Anyway, I've wasted so much time already, let's just get to it. Starting out in rank D, I'm putting the extra mind point. This mind point is useful to let your elf bring along an extra spell on quests, but only if you've drawn the increased magical capacity level and gotten extra spells with the Elven Magic or Superior Elven Magic levels. I like my leveled up elf and wizard characters getting to bring a lot of spells with them, but because of its dependency on multiple other things, this mind point level goes in rank D. Moving up the chart, we're putting 2 levels into rank C. We'll start with Stick and Move. The old move, attack, move cliché. This level lets you split up your movement so that your elf can use a portion of their movement, then act, and then finish moving. This skill appears in some form in probably 99.9% of homebrewed rules for this game, and actually it just appeared in the Jungles of Delthrak expansion as a skill called Clever Tactician for both heroes and monsters. In reality, I think this skill is pretty gimmicky. It might be put to better use by Zargon to help force heroes chase down monsters, but a hero really needing to use this skill is not going to happen that often. Smart planning and positioning by the hero player is going to cut down on the need for this, and making it dependent on the number of mind points the elf has cuts down its effectiveness even more. Give it a C. The other C-ranked level is Acrobatics. Again, not a new concept, and again, introduced as canon with a few modifications in the Jungles of Delthrak, under the name Agile. The idea of climbing up onto a piece of furniture to get a high ground advantage and attack with an extra die is fun, but again gimmicky and mind point dependent, and giving the monsters an attack of opportunity if you move through their squares, while realistic, makes using this skill a potential liability. So that finishes up rank C. Rank B starts with one of the extra body points. This brings the elf's base level body points up to 7, making them equal to the dwarf. Not the most body points a starting character can have, and so we'll keep this in rank B, but I bet you can see where I'm going with that. Also in rank B are both of the Elven Magic levels. These levels give you a random draw from the elf spell deck, from the Mage of the Mirror quest pack. Some of these spells are great, and some are not so great. See my video from a long time ago, ranking all of the hero spells for a more in-depth explanation. Suffice it to say that getting spells from the elf deck can be a great help, but since the draws are random, I have to keep these in rank B. Rank A gets the second extra body point. The first one makes the elf equal to a dwarf in terms of body points. The second one makes the elf equal to a barbarian. There's still room to grow with artifacts and things, so not S rank, but a solid A. Also, increased magical capacity goes in rank A. Getting extra spells from the elf spell deck is great and all, but it's only useful if you can bring those spells with you. I play with the suggested configuration of fire, water, and air spells with the wizard, and earth spells with the elf. If the elf can only take 3 spells along, I'm usually willing to sacrifice Pass Through Rock for something better, but Rock Skin and definitely Heal Body are coming with me. More spell slots is a must. Rank S gets 2 levels as well. First is Superior Elven Magic. No more randomly drawing from the elf spell deck. Now you get to choose one spell that you want, and like I said, there are some good ones. Double Image or Hypnotic Blaze are super powerful spells that will help you immensely. And if you're lucky enough to have already drawn them both with the random elven magic levels, well, you probably don't need any more help, but there are still some good spells. Really anything except Twist Wood. And lastly, Swiftness. Rolling an extra movement die each turn isn't all that great in and of itself, but sacrificing that extra movement die by equipping the elf with plate mail armor and still rolling 2 movement dice is pretty great. It's not an extra movement die, it's an extra defend die. David has this thing against giving heroes extra attack and defend dice, and I think he makes a good argument that if you raise heroes' attack and defend power, you have to raise that of monsters as well for balancing, and you eventually just wind up rolling an excessive number of dice for each battle. And so the 1 extra attack die level for the barbarian went into rank S, and swiftness for the elf, and rogue later on, as a de facto extra defend die, goes into rank S too. And that wraps it up for the elf levels. Please do the liking, subscribing, commenting, anything that gives us a bump in YouTube's algorithms. You don't even need to comment anything intelligible, just lean on the keyboard for a second or two. It still helps us out. And count on a bunch more videos coming out soon. Since David and I are both teachers, we got pretty busy over the springtime as the semesters came to an end. But since we're on summer break now, we're both catching up on a backlog of videos that we've been meaning to get to. So, see you in the next one.